84, 85. LL Cool J, rock the bells, obliterated my mind. So inspired, I created a rhyme. Beastie Boys on U68, she's on.
Yo, what up? This is Ill Bill, aka the cult leader, La Coka Nostra, and right now we're on DDTV.
Age 13, 70s, baby raised in the 80s. Mad fights with blacks and whites, and both sides hated me for nonsense. The white kids was playing it whack. Cause I'm from the projects and my neighbors is black. I had to prove white boys could thump too. But fuck skin color, I was about to call myself a tough Jew.
Let's talk your childhood, man, and the songs you mentioned before about not being accepted by whites or blacks growing up. When did you first realize that it was a problem, and what would you say caused the divide overall?
I don't know what caused the divide because I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like looking back on it, ignorance, you know, people just not being open-minded and accepting of other cultures in New York. In a way, it was like kind of like, it's like an experiment. It's experimental in a sense because not a lot of places, I've toured a lot, I've been all around the world, man, not a lot of places are like New York. New York is kind of its own unique kind of a thing. Yeah. And I think now it's in, you know, the city's in a better place, far better, you know what I mean? I think hip-hop has brought people together racially and culturally, and I think, you know, the 20, 30 years have done this city and the world a lot of good, you know. It was just different back then. You know, it was just, people just didn't know who was who. People were more just ignorant and in the dark, you know what I mean, on other people, other cultures. I think people just more together nowadays. It's just, you know, I think a lot of walls have been broken down, so it's a different place. I don't know why it was the way it was, you know what I'm saying? Outside of just, I think people just, people are scared of the unknown, you know what I mean? And when you don't know someone else's culture, where they're coming from or whatever, it might be natural to be fearful and react stupidity out of ignorance, you know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of it was growing up, especially when you're a kid, you know what I mean? Like, kids don't know better, you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah. What age would you say things started to smooth out and everyone started to gel a little more and more acceptable to your area?
Everybody? I don't know. When there's like
when there's
like 50,000 Asian rappers, forget about white rappers. Now you got a whole subculture of Asian rappers. It's like, yo, it's like, really, you know, it's like enough's enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know when it started smoothing out, but I don't know, maybe 2000. Shit got a little, you know, more acceptable. You know, I guess when I started doing open mics back in the day, me and like my brother were the only white people there. When we was hosting open mics in the late 90s, 2000s, there was no black people there. No, there was. There's a lot of fucking white people.
No doubt. You were able to build a cult-like fan base, staying underground. You always played by your own rules. Was there ever a time where you were close to signing with a major, and are you happy that you did or didn't?
I've had a couple major label deals over the years, solo-wise and with groups. You know, whether it was Warner Brothers, I sold a deal on Warner Brothers in the 2000s. Phixion was signed to Geffen in the 90s. We just never released any music through the majors, so you figured that one out. You know, whatever we presented, I don't think they knew what they were signing when they made the deal in the first place. I mean, I think in the end we learned a lot about major labels, about, you know, just the industry in general because of those experiences. They were kind of whack at the time, but looking back on it now, they were good experiences. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, I enjoy putting out music independently. I own all my masters, so for better or for worse, you know, I own that shit. You know what I'm saying? Which means my children own that shit. You know, and that's what I think it's about for me. Being creative, being an artist, own your shit.
So you've been in the game for a while, man. And there was a time when mainstream hip hop was still considered hip hop. Now it's like basically pop music. So if Ill Bill was a teenager in 2015, would you be into the current state of hip hop like you were when you were coming up?
I would just be listening to a whole bunch of different shit, like how I did when I was 15. You know, I'll be listening to some dope hip hop shit. You know, some AOTP, Flatbush Zombies, Action Bronson, whatever. You know what I mean? And I'd be listening to heavy shit too. You know, metal, hardcore, punk, all that shit.